Hey everybody, it's Benny One, and I'm back at you with another movie review, and I'm starting my Harry Potter movie review series, everybody. I'm not going to rank these, I'm reviewing each one of these. This has been a series that I've wanted to review on my channel ever since I started it almost 2 years ago. So I have been wanting to do this, and we watch these movies every December, so they're kind of Christmas movies for us, even though Christmas happens in each one, but they're not technically Christmas movies, but they're just the movies that we like to watch this time of year. So, we're kicking everything off with the first one, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, everybody. Or, depending on where you live at the time when it came out, it was called the Philosopher's Stone also. So, this movie came out in 2001, everybody. I was in middle school when this first Harry Potter movie came out. I think I was in 8th grade when this first one came out. So, it is about a young boy named Harry, obviously, that is an orphan, and he gets enrolled into a school of wizardry and learns the truth about himself and his parents and the evil things that happen to them and the evil things that are haunting the wizarding world. So he learns about all this stuff in this very first movie and in the beginning. This movie is directed by Chris Columbus. I think he directed the second one too, and then he bowed out after that. He did other movies like Percy Jackson and The Lightning Thief. I know he's done other ones. I think he did The Sorcerer's Apprentice, maybe? The one with Nicolas Cage. I can't remember, but I might be wrong. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. So, the casting was great in this movie. They took a risk, in my opinion, Warner Brothers did, by casting these main characters in this movie and franchise, because I think they knew that they were going to try and make these books and keep making them. They probably didn't know that it was going to turn into this massive franchise around the world, but I think they knew that they were going to at least try and make a few of these books into movies. So they took a little bit of a risk putting it all on these 10-year-old kids. And there was a bunch of kids that were in these movies, but then they also had these A-list actors cast to play these awesome supporting adult character roles in these movies. And the thing I love about it is basically everybody that is in this movie was in the rest of the movies. That is like, besides the Marvel, the MCU, that is almost unheard of in movies, especially ones that have this many in a series. The fact that they kept everybody through all 8 movies is just impressive alone. And yeah, the cast is just great. Like, I thought they really cast especially by the time this franchise is over, but with this first movie, the casting was done well, I thought. So, and the movie is just flat out amazing at building this world that J.K. Rowling created in her books. Like, it is so amazing, the world building that this first movie does. Like, by the time this movie is over, you understand everything pretty much that there is that you need to know about the wizarding world of, like, Harry Potter and everything, and like Hogwarts and just like Diagon Alley, and like just everything is thrown at you in an amazing way. Like, this movie is so amazing at establishing our characters and just the world building alone. Like, just flat out amazing. And the attention to detail, like from her book. Because in my opinion, the first novel, I feel like this movie follows the first novel very well. The later movies, they don't as much, but I feel like this first one follows the book very well, and they really pay attention to detail. Like, they take what she wrote in the book and it's on the screen. Just the detail, whether you're, like I said, whether you're talking about Diagon Alley, whether you're talking about like Hogwarts, especially, like Hogwarts was brought to life in this movie. It really was. They took it right out of her book and they slapped it on the big screen, and it's just, the detail is amazing, you guys. Like, amazing. And I think that Hogwarts is actually one of the best parts of this movie. Like, Hogwarts, almost by the time this is done with the franchise, Hogwarts seems like a character in a way. So because it is alive in some aspects when you actually think about it, whether you're talking about the paintings on the wall. And that's something that I was talking to my wife about, is one of my favorite things I love about this world is like the newspapers and the artwork and the paintings on the walls and the pictures. They move, they're interactive, like the people in the newspaper are actually moving. That kind of stuff and that detail is just something that makes this whole world just so cool and interesting, is little things like that, little details like that. So there are a few things, of course, that you can nitpick about the movie, and the ones that stuck out to me are the CGI is kind of not good at times, especially when they're like the Quidditch matches and when they're on brooms mainly. I felt like the CG did not look that good, and like when Harry's on top of the troll, you could clearly tell that that was not good CGI. But there, it's not all bad. And then some of the acting from the kids is not the best in the world at times. I mean, that's getting really nitpicky because they're 10, so of course they're not going to be these amazing actors yet. So, but honestly, everything else overshadows that, and that's getting really nitpicky. But those are just the two things that stuck out to me as far as like negatives about the movie. So, but overall, great freaking movie. Great movie to introduce us to this wizarding world and this franchise that went on to gross billions of dollars like around the world and is super popular to this day. And like I said, this movie franchise we watch every year. So an awesome world building, you guys. Like seriously, one of the best movies I think I've seen at world building, like at like all time, like great shit. So I'm gonna give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. It's one of the better ones in the franchise, honestly, but it's not one of the best ones. So 8.5 out of 10 for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'm gonna do every single one. So I'll be catching y'all on Tube laters because I have spoken.